my name is Reggie and today I will be sharing with you a review for the Seraphina duology. The first book in the series is Seraphina, the second book is Shadow Scale, and these are, of course, both by Rachel Hartman. Before we get started, if you haven't already, you should subscribe to this channel and hit the bell guy. That way you get notifications when I post a new video. And this story follows our main character, Seraphina. Who would have guessed? Seraphina is a very skilled musician and has just started her music career in the court. She has a kind of strained relationship with her dad, and her mother died upon her birth. However, she's very close with her music teacher, who is named Orma. Throughout the course of the story, a lot of relationships between Seraphina and other characters are explored, including the relationship with her father and Orma, but also including relationship with people at court. She gives the princess in this world music lessons, so we do get pretty acquainted with that character, as well as her betrothed, who is a character Seraphina becomes very close with. This is a fantasy world in which dragons exist, if you couldn't tell by the covers. In this world, there was a huge peace treaty drawn up between dragons and humans. However, we are quickly approaching the end of that peace treaty agreement. So tensions are kind of high as we are figuring out if this world is going to re-sign this peace treaty. The relationships between the dragons and the humans are pretty strained, as you can imagine. And in this world, dragons have the ability to shape-shift into humans, essentially, and that is the form they're expected to take. They're very thoughtful, methodical, smart, cold, and they don't have a lot of personality. So oftentimes it's really easy to point out a dragon amongst humans just because of the way they're behaving. The difference between humans and dragons in this world is detailed beautifully by music, in fact. You have dragons who may play every note right, who may understand the crescendos and the decrescendos, the notes they need to play, and the rhythm perfection, but there's no emotion behind their playing. Whereas humans may miss a beat, may forget a note, may play something wrong or out of tune. However, they can play with such emotion that people are gripped by the music. Rachel Hartman's writing is incredible. Rachel Hartman herself is a musician, and I think it shows immensely, specifically in her writing style. Her writing style is lyrical without being flowery. It flows. It's almost poetic. I love it so incredibly much. When I first opened the book, I was taken aback by how much I loved her writing style. What's really great in the story is our exploration of Seraphina as a character, what makes her tick, what makes her question herself, what makes her self-conscious, just who she is as a person, and the things you discover about her and the journey she takes in this world. Seraphina is a character who does have a connection and friendship with dragons and humans, so she feels in the middle of this world and at odds with all of the issues that are rooted in these prejudices of this world. During the course of this first book, a dragon ends up being the villain, coming to essentially destroy the peace. So Seraphina and some of her friends end up trying to take down this dragon without getting too involved, try to figure out what's going on, where he's gonna be, etc. So we have this adventure aspect to it. The second part picks up soon after the first book ends, but it's a completely different story that's being told. We're still in the same world, we're still following the same characters, especially Seraphina. However, because of the course of events that has previously occurred and the actions that are now being taken, Seraphina is sent off on a mission of her own. We have a completely new villain who, in my opinion, is 10 times more terrifying than anything you could have imagined in the first book. So conniving, so smart, incredibly terrifying. This character is very smart and manipulative and will really test what Seraphina has to and can do. The second book was absolutely my favorite in the series. It really tested Seraphina to her breaking point. It really pulled the boundaries of her friendships and her relationships. It really tested her as a character. I'm also just a sucker in general for journey stories, if you haven't been able to tell already. Love me a journey story, and Seraphina has to go on a journey within the story, so it definitely didn't hurt that she did have to go on a journey within the story. However, that is probably the most benign aspect of the story. I think the villain is incredibly scary and well thought out. I think the world is just tackled in a completely new way, and the way the first book ends really builds up the second book, and I just really love this duology as a whole. The characters were great, the story was fantastic, the world was well fleshed out, the writing was mind-blowingly beautiful, and the characters will stick with me for a very long time. I gave this series as a whole 5 out of 5 stars, and I hope if you haven't read it already, this review really will encourage you to pick up these books because they are fantastic and super underrated. If you enjoyed this video, you should give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You should comment down below and let me know your thoughts on dragon books in general, or these books if you've read them. That's all for today's video, so we'll see you in my next one. Bye!
Baby, I've been here, yeah.